The 10 energy centers of the Grid of Life design are linked together through pathways, or we could also call them energy channels. There are exactly 3 horizontal pathways, just as there are 3 anchor points for the astral body. 7 vertical pathways, just as there are 7 anchor points for the etheric life body. And 12 diagonal pathways, just as there are 12 anchor points for the physical body. This brings us now to completing the work we began in our earlier episodes of constructing the Grid of Life design in our own energy field. First, close your eyes for just a moment and use the energy field awareness practice we discussed in earlier episodes to simply tune in to the feeling of energy in and around your body, and to become aware of what your current level of consciousness is, what thoughts and emotions you currently have. This will provide a baseline so that you can clearly observe changes after you perform the practice which we are about to do. You can now open your eyes, and we will do the practice together. Previously, we constructed the first 8 centers of this powerful initiation pattern and the pathways connecting them into an active net or matrix. We will now activate the final 2 centers and build the last energy pathways which complete the Grid of Life design in our energy field. The pattern which can transform our consciousness and energy not only in our current lifetime, but into all of our future spiritual destiny, as we described previously. Begin by becoming aware of the centers and pathways you have already constructed in your energy body in the previous episodes. Become aware of the middle pillar centers, the center above your head, and the heart center. Connect these 2 centers together with a line of light. Now become aware of the right side pillar centers, the center above the right shoulder, the center in the upper right chest, and the center in the liver. Connect these 3 centers together with a line of light. Now become aware of the left side pillar centers, the center above the left shoulder, the center in the upper left chest, and the center in the spleen. Connect these 3 centers together with a line of light. Connect together the center above the head and the 2 centers above the shoulders into a triangle of golden light surrounding your head. Then connect in lines of light the 2 centers above your shoulders to the heart center in another triangle of light. Then connect the 2 centers in your upper lungs to the heart center in another triangle of light. Then connect the 2 centers at your liver and spleen to the heart center in another triangle of light. Now we will add in the remaining section of the Grid of Life design. Both of the remaining centers are on the middle pillar. These centers ground the gold pattern into our lower body and thus into the earth itself to complete the process of our full physical incarnation into the body. Become aware of the energy you feel at your solar plexus, not just in the front of the body, but in the center of your body also. Use the 0-point centering practice we described in previous episodes to move all of your energy and awareness into the center of the center of the center of the solar plexus, until you make contact with the divine absolute center of the solar plexus. As you touch that divine center of the solar plexus, then use the radiance technique that we explored previously to allow the activated center of the solar plexus to radiate out energy in all directions into a spherical sun of light and warmth. Now that the solar plexus is activated, you can connect the liver and spleen centers to the solar plexus center in another triangle of light. Be aware this triangle is very shallow in the human body, compared to how the triangle looks when seen on the cosmological diagram of the Tree of Life. Now we will activate our final grounding center on the Tree of Life. Become aware of a sphere of energy in the center of your lower abdomen, which holds within it the area from the top of the pubic bone to the perineum at the base of the trunk. This sphere of light and energy holds within it the genitals and the base of the spine, including the entire sacrum. Note that this sphere essentially holds within it both the sex and the base chakras from the 7 anchor points of the etheric body. Now allow the solar plexus center to radiate a line of light down the middle pillar to this grounding sphere of the grid of life design, activating and energizing this final center. Use the 0-point centering practice to move all of your energy and awareness into the center of the center of the center of this sphere of the lower abdomen until you make contact with the divine absolute center of this grounding and energizing sphere. When you do, use the radiance technique to then radiate out energy in all directions into a spherical sun of light and warmth that encompasses this sphere around the genitals, the base of the abdomen, and the sacrum. Now, one last step, and the gold pattern will be completed. Connect the liver and spleen center in lines of light to the grounding base of the abdomen center, creating our final triangle of golden light in the pattern. And now also become aware of your middle pillar, of the continuous line of light through the absolute center of your body, from the sphere above your head, to the sphere at your heart, to the sphere of light and warmth at your solar plexus, and then grounding into the sphere of light and warmth at the base of the abdomen. You have now completed this entire sacred geometry initiation pattern, which has the potential through ongoing practices with it to activate and manifest your spiritual destiny. Become aware now of the total pattern of power which you have now activated in your energy system, the 10 centers which have been activated into radiating sun spheres. These centers are linked through the complete net pattern, the 3 horizontal pathways, the 7 vertical pathways, and the 12 diagonal pathways. Take slow, deep breaths and use the vital power in the breath to activate the pattern further. Feel all 10 sun spheres and 22 energy pathways increase the intensity of its warmth and vibration through using the power of the breath to build up their intensity. In your mind's eye, see the 10 suns and 22 energy pathways radiate light more brilliantly with every breath, becoming incandescent. Feel that this pattern is your true spiritual blueprint, around which the physical and subtle bodies form. When activated, you will feel that the grid of life design is your true immortal body, and you may lose awareness of your physical body as you dwell deeply within the gold, the grid of life design. Then, with your eyes closed, use the energy field awareness practice to just observe the after effects of this practice in your energy field. Ask yourself the silent question, how has this practice structured my body of energy? How does your consciousness and energy feel different after having done this practice to activate your spiritual power and your destiny through the sacred geometry pattern? Then you can open your eyes. We have in this episode explored key sacred geometry patterns linked to our process of physical incarnation to help us start the process of remembering who we are, how we got here, and what we're here to accomplish in this lifetime. For more information and advanced practices, please see my spiritual science online trainings on www.vesica.org.